You can tell I'm filming more than one video today, but today I'm here with my June book haul. So I got 10 books in June. I think I've already read 3 or 4 of them, and I'm currently in the middle of reading 2 of the other ones. So I'm doing really well. I'm trying to read books as I buy them, or at least fairly shortly after I buy them. I'm going to try and make this video as quick as possible because I've already talked about a lot of these books in either my June wrap-up or my mid-year book freakout tag or my 5-star predictions. I've talked about a lot of these in those last 3 videos. So I'm going to just go quick through it because there's no point in me just repeating myself again. So the first 5 books I got from Indigo this month. I ordered them online because I could never get them in store. Firstly, I'll quickly talk about Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand, which is I've already read this in June and I gave it 3.5 stars. This follows 3 different perspectives on this island called Sawkill Rock where a monster is abducting girls. And 2 of the characters in this are gay and 1 of them is asexual, so it has great representation. This book is very horror-esque, it's a horror book. It's a YA horror thriller, I think, or a YA horror sci-fi or something like that. It's definitely horror. It's very gruesome, so be prepared if you go into this. It has a lot of gruesome elements. Girls on the Verge by Sharon Biggs Waller. This is a book about a girl, I believe, traveling out of state to get an abortion, and she's had to ask this girl that I think is in her theater class to drive her because her friends, I guess, don't approve. I'm sure it's going to be very hard-hitting and very timely. Middle Game by Shauna Maguire. This bad boy. I'm so excited for this. I just hit myself in the head with it. This follows 2 twins, Roger and Dodger, and it also follows Reed, who is skilled in the alchemical arts. And he, I believe, either created Roger and Dodger or changed them in some way or Frankenstein them, and so they have supernatural powers, and so Reed is trying to use them to attain godhood. The little the tagline for this book is "Godhood is attainable, pray it isn't attained." So that should tell you everything you know. I'm so excited to read this book. It's gonna be my next read, I think, after I finish the 2 books that I'm currently reading. So I'm very excited. Then the 2 books that I'm currently reading, Blendy Rose by Nicholas Eames. I'm very excited because I absolutely loved Kings of the Wild. This is a fantasy about bands of mercenaries and things like that with tons of magical creatures, and it's just absolutely excellent. I'm not doing it justice talking about it like this, but it's amazing. And the second book follows a girl who joins a band of mercenaries, and she's gay, and one of the girls in the band is gay, and so there's great rep. I don't know if there's going to be a romance there. So many mythical creatures and so many twists and turns, and it's just such a good series. And then we have the other book that I'm currently reading, although I'm only 20 pages into this one. It's My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing, another 5-star prediction. This is a thriller, and this year I'm really getting more into thrillers. I'm trying to find one that I really like, because so far I've only read thriller books that are meh, not that good. So this one is about a husband and wife, and the husband brings home victims for the wife to murder. And yeah, I don't know much more because I'm only 20 pages in, like I said. But I think it's going to be just really great, really convoluted, and really crazy. Next we have 3 books that are all queer, and 2 of them I read in June. We'll talk about this one first. It is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyong. Like I said, read this in June. I enjoyed it. It wasn't insanely amazing, but I will probably pick up the sequel. This is a fantasy world where demons are the rulers, and then people who are just human are called paper caste, and the Demon King takes a harem of paper girls every year into his palace to rape and abuse and torment, and yeah, it sucks, but 2 of the girls in there fall in love, and things go from there. And trigger warnings for sexual assault, abuse, and all those traumatic things. Another one that I've already read is If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. This is a book about a transgender main character. Her name's Amanda, and it follows her moving in with her dad, switching schools, and then living as Amanda and not having anyone suspect that she's trans, and she's just keeping it a secret as she goes about her life, making friends at her new school and dating and things like that. And it was really good. I really enjoyed Meredith Russo's writing style, and I'm very excited to pick up Birthday by her because I think it's going to be even more amazing. And next we have Dress Codes for Small Towns by Courtney Stevens. This one, I believe, has a bisexual main character. I attempted to read this at the end of June. Like, I tried to squeeze it in the last 2 days, but I only got to page 20. So it didn't happen. I was attempting to read it in June, but it didn't happen. But I will be reading it hopefully in the next couple of months. This one follows a girl who I think is falling in love with her best guy friend and her best like girlfriend while they're both simultaneously like falling in love with each other. So difficult. But I think this is Books and Lala's like favorite book, so I'm really intrigued because I really trust her recommendations. So I want to read this one very soon. The last 2 books I have are thrillers. So the second to last one is I picked up actually at my local used bookstore for free because I have a bunch of credit there, so I basically think of it as getting it for free. And it is The Death of Mrs Westaway by Ruth Ware. I've never read anything by Ruth Ware, but I've just heard good things. Again, another book on the recommendation of Kayla from Books and Lala. This is a book about a woman named Harriet Westaway who gets a letter that she's inherited like a large fortune from her dead grandmother. But Harriet like knows that she doesn't have a rich grandmother who just died, so she knows that it's a mistake, just like names are mixed up, but she is in debt or like having money problems, and so she goes to the funeral and she gets involved with the family, and like apparently it's very crazy and very convoluted. So I'm very excited to read this one as well. I would like to say I'm going to get to it in July, but we'll just have to see. I'm really in a thriller mood. This book has been staring at me from the shelves for a couple of months. Every time I go into a bookstore, I swear it's there and it's watching me. It's The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. This is a thriller about a husband and wife. They're both artists and they seemingly have like a happy marriage, and then one day out of nowhere the wife murders the husband and then never speaks again, and then it follows like her diary entries, and then also I think it's either a detective or a therapist or something like trying to figure out what the heck happened. And oh, he's a psychotherapist, yeah. So, I don't know, I've just been intrigued by this cover. It's been pulling me in for months. Every time I go to the bookstore, I look at it, or I like flip through it, or like read a page. And so finally I'm like, just pick it up. So these are all the books that I bought in June, which it's a pretty good stack. So anyway, please talk to me in the comments about these books, if you've read them, which ones are your favorite, if you're excited to read them, and I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.